नमस्कार दोस्तों. Friends, whenever we go to a hotel or a restaurant and avail its services, we thereafter receive a bill which contains an entry in the name of service charges in addition to the food bill. Some people object and are unwilling to make such a payment. So therefore the question arises whether hotel can at all charge such an amount from its customers or not. That is a question which is required to be dealt with in today's discussion. This service charge is separate and distinct from the service tax, which is an additional separate entry in the bill. Service tax is in fact a statutory payment which is required to be paid to the government, and therefore it is mandatory chargeable. We are dealing with here the service charges, which is in fact another name given to the tip which is included in the food bill. Whether that is payable or not, that is a question to be seen. This debate has arisen recently because there was advisory issued by Ministry of Consumer Affairs to the state governments to sensitize the hotel and restaurant people that such a payment is not mandatory payable, and if a customer is unwilling to pay, then he cannot be forced to make that payment, and that entry has to be waived off. Let us therefore try to understand what is the import of such an advisory of the government and how the hotel people react on the subject. See, whenever you choose to go to a hotel, you prefer it because of its ambience or some convenience. Hotel people employ staff to serve you better. There is no defined tip culture in India. Normally, people don't know how much to keep for the tip. It is purely discretionary. People think the hotel staff to be as their servants. To give hikes to their own staff, the hotel management can always raise its prices, and nobody can stop it, as there is no price control law applicable in this situation. For that matter, you get pizza from different outlets at different prices. The food you purchase is not falling into the category of essential commodity or services, like in generic medicines, life-saving drugs, heart stunts, or medical equipments of similar nature. You go to any doctor or any lawyer, each one of them has his own separate fee structure, and there is no regulation or control or check thereupon by any government order. Then where the question of illegality or unfairness crops in case of hotel industries when it declares service charges to be levied on its services. This is precisely the argument of hotel management associations on the subject. Moreover, on this service charge, they also pay service tax, which goes to the government. When the government collects revenue on this service fee, then how this payment becomes illegal? The government advisory is not a judicial order and therefore not binding in nature. Maybe that this service charge can be called something else also. The cinema ticket booking portals call it as convenience fee. Delivery app charges call it as delivery charges, and so on. Then an argument is advanced as to why the hotel people cannot charge and include this payment in the price of the dishes itself. About this, the response is that then it will not go to the staff. For that, if they simply raise the prices, then its revenue may have to be shared even to the landlords, because most of the lease agreements are linked to the sales directly. In a normal or conventional tipping, only the server keeps the tip, whereas when it is included and charged as a service charge, then in that eventuality, the whole staff gets its benefit. Normally, most of the people are willing to pay such charges, and they don't mind paying extra for a better service. Most of the people go occasionally to celebrate their birthdays or wedding anniversaries, and therefore they don't want the grace of the occasion to be spoiled on some petty figures. They can always bargain in advance and fix the price in case of bigger functions prior to the booking of banquet, etc. So, brothers and sisters, focus on marrying the occasion and pay happily if the amount involved is not a bigger amount or beyond your means.